Okay, here we go. Round two. It's Friday, and we're getting on the signal here. Just got the signal, so I'm going to try to get 80 on this. It's showing 70. Oh, what is it showing now? 70. I'm just going to put it out there at 80, and then watch it. And we just went up to 4 contracts. So this is our first scale up to 4 contracts. So knock on wood. See how it goes. Okay, so this is working at 80. It's showing 75. So I'm just going to let this sit here for a minute and see if I can get filled at 80.
Order filled.
We got the Vince trade working here in the background. That's that British guy you hear saying order filled. That's the Vince trade we have running every morning. It's a separate, totally, completely different strategy. Just off to the side on another monitor here, I'm trading it. So let's see, it's showing 75. We're asking 80. Come on.
Order filled.
I think we're going to get, well, I don't know. I saw 77 there. 75. Let's get our 80. There's 77. Come on, 80. We're still just sitting here waiting and hoping to get filled at 80. I mean, the other thing we could do is I could try to bring this strikes in closer. I can get 49.10, 49.15, and definitely get 80. Probably more like 90 or $1, but I don't want to get that close to it. I want to try to stay as far away from where it's currently trading, which is 4897, and get, oh, look at, there's 80. I saw 80 come in there. Come on. Come on, baby. I think we'll get filled there. There we go. Okay, so we got 4 on at 80. All right. So we're off and running on this one. So that's locked in at 80. Here's our position. I'm going to move it over here so we can duck back into the trading room, the Vince trading room. I'm going to set my automatic profit target, exit order. So this is our first time at 4 contracts. So we're looking for a total profit of 200. We buy these back at $30 bucks or 30 cents. We get our 200. So let's set this order up. Create duplicate order. There we go. It's working. And here we go. All right, so as this sits here and works, I'm going to pull the room back in, and we're going to eavesdrop back in the trading room with Rod. If you want to join us on this trading room, just let me know. I can get you a free trial. We are in here every morning. So let me just unmute him.
My version of something that is repeatable and works for these prop programs and is showing that a lot of people, when they apply themselves, are having success with this approach. All right, can you explain how to get a payout from Top Step? Why do you need? You can go to their website or watch or ask their customer support how you get a payout from Top Step. Yeah, they have a consistency rule, and they have both funded and Sim Live accounts. Meet the requirements that they say and request the payout. That's how it works. So question, now that we're at these highs. So on the NASDAQ, let's talk about a particular instrument. I will get back in on a pullback. At this point, I require a move back to 540. If I truly was getting really aggressive and stuff here, you can use this pink line as an entry point to get back in. We have a lot, more room to move to the upside in the NASDAQ for sure. If you look at these levels here, so there's a lot of room to go. But this is actually how I would do it, something like this. So yes, I'd be looking to get back in the NASDAQ on the long side out of a move back to VWAP. S&P and the Dow, I'm just in pain trade, just looking for graceful exits or for the opportunity to get out of some of these if the market comes back in. I'm actually short here live too, so I have a 3 lot on here. I didn't take any of it off because I'm looking for these. So live trading that's truly range trading. You can't do these in the prop programs because you can't hold positions through the. But you could always put them on again when the market reopens. All right. What is the yellow dotted line on the? Oh, great question. So this is a 233 EMA. It's not really used on this strategy. On this over here, this is important. This yellow dotted line here is the same thing. It's a 233 EMA. It's called our T line. So it's our quick trend filter. We don't have biases and always trade one direction or the other, but you do have to understand very quickly. I went through decades of trying to teach people with various different time frames, and multi-time frame analysis for day trading will just make your head start to spin. So the highest time frame we have is just a 30-minute, and then occasionally we'll look at a 2-hour or 4-hour if we've had a big break in trend or move to orient ourselves. But good question. It's a 233 EMA, so we use it as a trend filter. It's on both charts, but it's only applicable on the range trader, which is the chart on the left. All right.
Order filled.
Question. We answered Brian's question. So on the range trader here, you don't even really, this short of 617 is just a new high by 6 ticks. It's not really a level. And then the next one's way up here at 695. which is where I'll be taking off this next one over here, this live trade. All right, we got our first fill here on the S&P. They're starting to buy here on a Friday. Not a good time to be short. I'm going to cancel
Order filled.
here because we already
Order filled.
we have a good amount of short exposure here.
Order filled.
Dow's really going. Okay, full transparency. Barely up. We were up bigger before, but we're controlling our risk here. Is it required for one account?
Order filled.
I don't understand that thread. I'll let someone else answer that thread. You can have up to three funded accounts in the sim to live on TopStep, up to 3. I have 3 that are in the evaluation phase. They're 250s and 100. The balance on this one is 102,691. So options on treasuries, no, I don't teach that. I do have some content on futures options in general, and that is a bigger part of what we're been doing this year, but it's been the ongoing joke that it's been a work in progress for a long time, because it seems like it's a much more of a niche market than I thought. I'm actually going to buy.
Order filled.
Now, the reason I'm doing that is because I have short calls. So don't do that at home. Someone was asking about if I buy the pullback.
Order filled.
Narrow pullback to get long. But I'm short 17,500 calls. But yes, members of our group will get access to, they get access to me, and we have a whole channel in here on options, and this channel is on futures options for the most part. There's people that put in some other option stuff, but I did some training on options on futures right here, on some recaps on some trades. Oh, it doesn't have the net liquidity on there. I'm trying to find a screenshot from earlier. So yeah, we have a options channel in here. Did you guys watch the graceful exit video? Some of you did. You guys were asking about daily P&L. We call this our P&L porn in here. Notice it's usually green. Not always. I encourage people to post their red days too, and people do post their red days. Yeah, Discord is for members only. So there's a lot of people that love their free Discord and free this and free that, and it's just a nightmare of mishmash. Our Discord is highly valuable because it's serious traders that have made an investment in themselves, and we have a lot of great threads and conversations going on in there. What's that? That movie, Airplane, right? Where he's like, "I picked a bad day to be doing glue. I picked a we picked a lousy Friday. Imagine if we had one of those Fridays where there's a Friday in the Nasdaq 2 weeks ago where it just went up like 300, 400 points. We were long. I was long. That would have been a good day for it. All right. Making some new highs here. Yeah, I don't see how the S&P doesn't go up there and scare the kids a little bit above the prior session high. So we'll probably make a new high in here, which is not going to be great for my positions there. We're basically back to down money now. So we are ways away from our goal. Needed to have some NASDAQ short in there. Excuse me, NASDAQ long to offset this. Now, the important thing on the shorts here on the Dow and the S&P is there's no additional ads on the Dow at all. We're outside day up, and there's nothing to do. We're outside the ranges. There is one ad left on the S&P there, which would be the 49.33s. Now, what I'm going to do is go 6 ticks higher to basically 40. So it's a new high by 6 ticks above that level. You can also do new highs by 6 ticks on each new high up here, but I'm not going to do that. Join the ask here, and then here. We have symmetrical double tops. It's not a bad place to put on a short here. It's at the +2s. Is there any way to get the order flow VWAP free? Not the one that's on Ninja. We have one in the files area. It is called, what's it called, gang? VWAPs devbands.zip. Now, I've never used that. There was someone that was actually a trial member that came in here and did that for us. So you can, you can go take a look at that, apply it to your machine, and see what you think. It's not the volume profile though. It's the VWAP band. So sorry, it's not a volume profile. On either, especially the Dow, you of course you could run a stop. I'm not adding any, but no, there's no stop for me up there at this point. It's just giving back profits from earlier, so you can see that on the day I'm down $2. So we'll be okay overall. The important thing is to realize that this Dow trade absolutely qualifies for the graceful exit, which is the video that I did on here. Let me grab this for folks, and I can put in the room here. The criteria and use of the what do you call it? Of of the graceful exit. So this is 16 minutes of your life that I hope is pretty well spent. Yeah, there are versions. There are plenty of free versions of the VWAP, and remember, they're free on TradingView. You can just, this is a really good one on TradingView. It's called Standard Bands VWAP Mod 2. So on trial, there's a whole checklist and worksheets on how to set up this whole environment for yourself on TradingView if you want. Look at the Treasury, still holding on, holding this 111. I'm short from right here, 111 puts. So far, they're not going to come get me. I'm bummed about the markets continuing to work higher, but that's just what we're getting all the time. So we had a little two-way to start the day, and then the two-way went away. No more two-way. It's one-way. So I'm going to stick around for an additional half hour today. Normally we end at about 8, 10 Central, but we'll stick around for another half hour here. So in the demo accounts, I have no position on the NASDAQ, just looking for pullbacks to get long. Here's all the lines there. I have one order resting way up there at 695. Today didn't have time to go through rules of projection and that type of stuff, but if you scroll back up in chat, you're going to have to scroll a while because we have a lot of people in here today. But if you scroll back up in chat, let's download this. So this is our pre-trading checklist. This worksheet is available for members inside the inside Discord. God, we just hit another high. So we just hit new high on the MES. So I shorted one live there, and we have one more coming in here at 34.5. Looks like we're going to come up and make again another series of new all-time highs on a Friday. At least for the morning session. So what we got going on here is everything you need to know to orient yourself to your trading day. And I won't go through all of this in detail, but again, hanging out in the room for a little while, we'll make sure all these concepts are clear. But at a very high level, what we have going on here is what is our range, expected range in points? What percentage of that range is represented in volatility as relative to the ATR? Are we bullish or bearish inside or outside day? And is the trend up, down, or neutral? And then we have what are called our rules of projection. And those are derived by taking the only two things that matter is volatility and volume in trading. That's all that matters. Really nothing else matters. Volatility and volume. So what we do is we take the prior session's highest volume node, which we called VPOC point of control, and then we take one ATR from above and below that. So as you can see here on the Dow Jones today, the rule of projection high is coming in at 372s at 38,372. We are currently printing 38,352s. We were just a moment ago, right? So By the way, full disclosure, I want to make sure everyone sees that we're red now. But you can see realized profit versus, anyway, you guys can make heads or tails of this and understand. Let's close that out. Little quick scalp that we caught. They went up, made a new high, and then reversed a little bit. See if we can get this Dow to come in, give us a little bit of relief. It's actually the first meaningful retracement that we've had. So I'm going to show you a graceful exit in action. It's the very first one we've had, right? So what I'll do is I'll do it using a buy stop. All right, and now we can sell a new high because we have inventory again. 84, like 91, something like this. There you go. And now my profit's going to come down to there. So this is actually turning out, even though I'll be woefully short of our goal of passing today, it's going to turn out to be a really, really good session because it's an example of the acorns to oak trees approach, keeping your size in check, trading what you have while you have it, which was a little bit of two-way movement in the S&P, Dow, and NASDAQ to start the day. And then we found a little bit of a trend to the upside faster than we normally would. There's a lot of time left in the day. We could reverse the whole thing. We could stay trending and make new highs on a Friday. Anything can happen. But the important thing is that we're around to see it by virtue of doing what you're always told not to do, which is trade your P&L. The reason that that term has gotten a negative connotation to it is because it's the way. What happened here? Hold on. We're short the NASDAQ. Okay, so short the NASI. Jeez. This NASI came up and made a new high, huh? Didn't even see that. Yep. Go NASI. It's no bueno for me. So now we're pushing right back up. So teeny little bit of selling there. Anyway, I lost my train of thought, but I think what my train of thought was that trading your P&L is the only way to do things. The only way to do things is to make decisions relative to your risk budget, relative to your positions, relative to the markets you're trading. How else can you do anything? I often joke it's like saying you can play poker without worrying about how many chips you have in front of you or how many chips your opponents have. Those are key components of your decision. The whole idea don't trade your P&L is because it's always has this negative connotation. At that point, someone's flipped the bozo bit, they're revenge trading, they're trying to get back money they lost and all things like that. So give it more of a positive spin and learn to trade your P&L. Learn to understand that your P&L and your risk budget is what informs all the decisions that you need to make. Could I do an ad here on the S&P and the Dow now if I hadn't taken a graceful exit? Probably not. Could I do an ad or even hold them if I didn't have $164 of realized profit? No. Because if I didn't have $165 of realized profit, I'd be into the red close to my risk budget. By the way, my risk budget on $25,000 accounts is $440, way higher than most people should be. But when I'm trading these, I use $440 because your risk budget is informed by a number of factors. One happens to be also your ability to have outsized days. You can't have a $400 risk budget if you've never had consistent $400 winning days. But if you get to that skill point, then you can do that. You can increase your risk budget. Today there is no risk budget on these accounts. As I said, I'm not trading with a risk budget. We happen to be inside of what would be a reasonable risk budget right now, but markets continue to move higher and I'm short, so it could It could get ugly. Roland. Oh, hold on. Let me move down to the bottom, see if I'm missing any questions. Okay. So we talked about the free VWAPs. Long question. DCs, let me publish this question in the room so that it's a show message to all. There we go. You advise to place your stop order at 20% of the 7-day ATR above or below your entry, and you take profit when the price touches the volume weighted. However, do you still take the trade if the distance to VWAP is smaller than the distance of your stop loss? Okay, this is a really good question. So first of all, he's saying I advise a stop loss of 20%. That is just one of many ways that you can have a stop. Okay, you can do. I think the more advanced version of that, and this will answer your question, DC, is to measure the distance between your entry and your target, and then place your stop as 1-to-1 or lower than that distance. So let's have an example. If you were to short the NASDAQ right here at 620s, 621s, and your target was 544. By the way, you can have multiple targets. One of them can be this pink line, but let's just say to keep it simple, you're going to go from 621 down to 546, right? So you measure that distance. Where's the ruler here? So we enter here and we have a target here. So that's our target of 76. Let's keep the math simple. If you want to have a 2-to-1, place your stop at 33 points. Does that make sense? Now it's always dynamic. So measure that real quick, place your stop. Now, the thing that's tough about that whole thing is it's always easy for us to allow something to hit our stop, right? You can place a stop 33 points at 653s, and believe me, everyone is able to allow it to hit that. What's very difficult is to hold for that target all the way down there at 544, right? Can I get a 1 in the chat if that makes sense, DC? You need to see what I'm saying? Now, a machine can do that, but it's hard for a human to do that. So just weigh all those factors, and that's better than using the 20% ATR. And that solves your problem too, right? Because now you're using the dynamic values to we're right back up to new highs. So this is the idea also, new high by 6 ticks. I'll just sell another new high by 6 ticks there. Great question. Any other questions? All right, question over here. How I'm going to sell MNQ at 509. Okay, that's 120 points from here, so let's hope it gets there. How do you decide if cutting losses are needed? By your daily risk budget. Your only job is to protect your daily risk budget. There'll be days in which every trade works and you're just in a flow and you don't even have to consider it because just the trades are just working. They're going line to line. They're working, or your strategy is working and it's flowing. It's another term I dislike, which is, I'm not seeing the market clearly. Everyone says that when they're losing. I'm not seeing the market clearly. Now, if I don't have enough coffee, sometimes I can't see the lines, or if my glasses have a smudge on them, but I never not see the market clearly. I'm okay if you want to say like you're out of sync a little bit, but a lot of the time that has more to do with your mental state or just how you're feeling. But it's not an accurate reflection. So this is a question on YouTube, which is, how do you decide if cutting losses is needed? There's an absolute there. If you are anywhere close to threatening your risk budget, you hit the close button and you're done. All right. We have a small green number over there, $20. $20. Nasdaq's coming in. Is anyone short the Nasdaq? Give me a 1 in the chat if you've been
Order filled.
kind of short up here and dancing between the raindrops. Keep it light and tight. Obviously, everything's higher, but see, if I had a multi-contract on and I was anywhere near here, I would have taken one here and then rested again and then play that from the short side. So we're getting a little bit of healthiness there. Don't do that at home. I got long on that pullback because I need to be long some here. I'm short too. I'm short too because I have 17,500 short calls. Oh my goodness, we got green for a second again, everybody. We're green for a second, for a hot minute. All right, we're going to gracefully exit one of these here. And now I'm going to come in a little bit more size on the Dow. Mark, I did publish the graceful exit video. I just put it in here. It's in Discord and it's right here. There you go. It's fantastic too. No. Let's go through the lesson real quick on graceful exit since we have a lot of people here in the room. So graceful exit is a dynamic, powerful trade management technique that has a decent amount of discretion in it, but also allows you to systematically, mechanically, and repeatably do something that a lot of people have trouble doing, which is cutting losers and letting winners run. So here's what graceful exit is. It simply means if a trade quickly goes against you, does that mean 1 second, 1 minute, 5 minutes? I don't know. It depends on your time frame. For me, since I'm actively trading these brick wicks and I'm in quite a decent amount of trades, I would say that the S&P and the Dow now are in graceful exit territory because those trades from when I got short on the second round quickly went against me. Okay? So actually, this is an example of being able to gracefully exit right here. I'm going to take another graceful exit here by virtue of putting in a buy stop. And same thing here. This one I'm just going to take and sell some new highs. So here we go. Let's go through graceful exit. Campaigning around it short right here. Not great areas to be short right into VWAP. Let's not worry about that. Here's a short here that's fine at the +1s, and it immediately goes against me, right? No favorable excursion at all. Immediately goes against me. Now the next criteria is it significantly going against me? All right, well, how do we measure significant? Again, everything that I teach and train on is frameworks, right? I know there's a lot of people that are really hung up on if I can't measure it and if you can't show me how I'm an engineer and this, that, and the other, good luck as a trader, right? You got to be more fluid and you have to be able to assess some of these things in real time. So if you want a number for significant, I don't know. How about 20% ATR? How about 50% of your risk budget? If your risk budget's $100 and a trade is $50 against you, I would say that you are now officially in graceful exit mode, okay? So 2 criteria. The 2 criteria are, let me turn my camera on again and see if the camera's working, if it's not freaked out. Okay. Well, I should turn the lights on over here. Hold on. All right, let's see how that looks. All right, looks a little better, although I do look orange. All right, so our criteria is, did the trade immediately go against me or you or us. Criteria number one definitely met on the S&P short. It's also met on this Dow short here too, right? Here's the Dow short. Criteria number two, was it significant? Yes, this was significant enough to eat into my profits this morning pretty well. So now I'm in graceful exit mode. Now, how do you execute a graceful exit? On the first retracement in your direction, reduce your size. Okay? Ultimately, a lot of people like to gracefully exit as a scratch. That's a good target to try to scratch it, but sometimes things move so fast against you, you can't enter it as a scratch. So just reduce your size. Okay? Everyone, can I get a one in the chat? You got graceful exit? I mean, there's a little bit more nuance, but not a whole lot more to learn. Did the trade go against me quickly? Did it go against me significantly? Okay? When's the first opportunity I get to reduce my size? Just do it. Now you have something that actually helps you, because everybody else teaches, no, you know, the reason you're not
Order filled.
Doris, is because I have told you that these two targets and stops are religious, and unless you become mechanical and do it religiously and all this kinds of nonsense. Or, you know, then, well, you'll do it this one time and the price will end up going in your favor and you would have made a lot more money if you just held. Bullshit. Try this. And the other thing is look at the orders now that I have placed on the Dow. Because I took one, look, this was a loss, clear loss. This is the entries short are right here. Here's another one short, and that's my last short. So this graceful exit is a loss, but it's a good loss. It's less of a loss than where it was before, right here and here. So it's a 47 tick loss. Now I've cleared my head. Not only have I cleared my head, I've earned the right to continue in this short at higher prices without violating my risk budget. Because, man, we're up 12 bucks. Yeah. All right, we got about 15 more minutes. I'm going to see if I can go make another cup of coffee. I know I can make another cup of coffee, but I think I was mentioning before that I will consider this, regardless of the outcome, whether this stays small green or small red, the best YOLO day we could have had, because we are on all sides. I had a little bit of profit this morning. Started chirping a little bit, gave it all
Order filled.
red, but went red within control. Even though it was a YOLO day, I just can't bring myself to have bad habits. It's impossible. Like a bad habit would have been, and I could have made an excuse for a YOLO day. The S&P and the Dow went to highs against me. I had a 3-lot short. Both positions were down about 150 bucks. Fuck it, YOLO. Add more, short more, short more. There's just no levels to short more there. The only thing that you could get short
Order filled.
was the NASDAQ at those, because the NASDAQ was just at the +2s. All right, I'm going to, again, this is just gracefully exit, taking more losses there, but now going into the green. So anyway, from my perspective, really good session. Hopefully you guys got something out of it as well. Let me go get a little bit more coffee and we'll go for another 15 minutes or so. All right, we're back. Is anyone still here? All right, we're gonna hang out for another 15 minutes, then we'll do a little bit of P&L and EC scores. Keep questions coming. Question here: any particular reason you don't exit that M&Q long outside up? The one you see here on the screen? Yeah, there's an exact reason, which is that I'm short calls. So I've tried to point that out a whole lot of times. So I'm short calls. So you can kind of think of this as a inverse covered call. So if you're short calls from lower prices, this is one way to kind of hedge into it, if you will, or just limit my losses. Any guidance to determine your risk budget? Great question. Got a lot of training videos on this. Easiest place to start is 10% of your available account balance, whether that's live or if any account less than 25,000, 10% is a good place to start. And when I say 25,000, I mean cash. So if it's a prop program, your prop program $25,000 account is $1,000 or $1,500. So you'd have a risk budget of about 100 to 150. So establish a risk budget that's based on a percentage of your total account value. The next great thing to consider doing is start with just the Dow Jones. So we're putting together some criteria now for how we're going to measure progress. I'm going to take one of these here. Now I want to sell the highs if we get there. So I think I mentioned earlier that one of the things that informs when I'm going through these prop programs that I have a $440 risk budget is that as I started trading these again about 4 or 5 months ago, for a long time we were all over the shop. Like I would pass them and cancel, or I would trade live accounts, or we did a bunch of things. But I've been pretty focused for the last 6 months or so on doing the same thing that you guys are all doing. And the accounts that have the sweetest value for us are 25 to 50,000. So we're going with the 25s. Those are $1,500 accounts, and we're using a 10% or 15% daily risk budget. Most people's risk budget is about $150 to $200. And then they start by just trading the Dow, because the Dow has a volatility profile that's pretty manageable, and it's 50 cents per point, right? So but as I ramble, the final factor to consider is, as you progress, are you earning the right to increase your daily risk budget? And the only way you know that is by how many days have you gone without exceeding your daily risk budget, and then what is the average of your 3 largest days over a 2020 period. If you have made 120, lost 100, made 150, lost 50, made 80, made 60, made 90, lost 100, made whatever, you know where I'm going, but never made 150 or 200 or 250. By the way, we call that a large G day, or a day that exceeded your risk budget, which also is the only way to measure progress. The only way to measure progress is your performance relative to a unit of risk, which, by the way, that's how professional money management is done. Actual, real prop traders. Okay, because you can't apply a Sortino ratio or a Kalmar, or, you can't apply any of those ratios because they just don't work for active day trading. What you have to do is, what is your alpha that you're generating per unit of risk? So if in those 3 days you ended up having you had a $300 day, you had a $700 day, and you had a $400 day. Again, same sizing, trading micros. It just so happened that the market was I hate using this word, but working for what you were doing, now you earn the right to consider increasing your risk budget. Because what we can't do is eat like a bird and shit like an elephant. All right. So this Top Step X over here finally made a little money here. I'm going to buy this and then just join the bid. Resell the highs here if we get back up there. Can you say that part on metrics for day trading? Can I say that part again? Well, the problem is I ramble so much, I don't know what you want me to say again. Listen. Yes, I'm one of the stars in The Hangover, but not Stu. This is Bradley Cooper right here. Listen, if you were in a cold plunge pool at 4:30 in the morning and your coffee machine wasn't working, no, you're the dentist. All right. So the part again about the metrics for day trading, I don't know what I was saying. We were just talking about risk budgets. So risk budget, 10% of your available account balance. And then you earn the right to increase your risk budget based on how well you preserve, protect, and respect it, and then what the average of your largest days is. Because you're not going to be making progress until you eventually get off the bunny slopes a little bit. We're going to stay on the bunny slopes until there is no possibility that we fall, right? That's the idea. Anyone who's skied for any amount of time is not going to fall down on a bunny slope, no matter what they do. They could start skiing backwards or whatever. They just have enough proficiency that they're not going to fall down on a bunny slope. By the way, that's my favorite. You guys seen the... what is his name? What's that comedian's name? David Spade. God, he has this funniest thing on skiing. He's like, so I come up with these skiers and they're all better than me. And it's like, how about if we stay on Candy Cane Lane and Popsicle Stick? And like, no, we're going to Devil's Ballsack. Get on the lift. All right. So basically, if one trading day for, all right, maybe I do look like that. Brad, stop it. I don't know. I met Ed Helms in Louisville at the Bourbon Festival. Super cool dude. I didn't know he's a musician. He's a musician. I don't know if you knew that. So, all right, but let's answer Espresso's question. If you have profits reaching or exceeding your risk budget, you are done for the day. The only time you're ever done for the day is when you hit your risk budget. You hit the close button, you're done for the day. That's the only time you're done for the day. In terms of profit, we have what we call the power of quitting, and it's very nuanced, right? So one thing that I think we've pretty much determined is try to trade the morning hours are better. A lot of people are giving back decent amount of profits in the afternoon. So if you've already made some money in the morning, quit. That's a good idea, Just quit if you made some money. Now, how much money? Because the problem with quitting when markets are moving pretty nicely and they are flowing relative to your trading strategy is those are the days where you can exceed your daily risk budget on the upside and put up a big G day and get into a position where you feel there's a lot of people that have limiting beliefs about they finally can get to the point where, okay, I kind of get how I'm not going to, I don't lose, I'm pretty conservative. They identify themselves in terms of those classification.
Order filled.
So I'm kind of conservative, so this is a little outside my
Order filled.
zone, and they don't allow themselves to ever
Order filled.
have that big outsized winning day because they always stop beforehand. All right, we got 5 more minutes left. Let's do our P&L and EC scores. If you're here just for our fun day, whatever, hey, listen. I fuck on you. We say that at our poker game all the time. We have a lot of Mr. Chow. Mr. Chow comes out in our poker games all the time. You suck out on somebody really bad on a big pot. I fuck on you. All right. So for those of you who don't know our legend, hey, Brad, can you post the legend in there real quick if you have it handy so that everybody here that's joining us today can understand what we're talking about? Remember, you only judge trading skill and trading skill advancement as a unit of risk. So how well did you perform relative to the amount of money that you were able to risk? There we go. So awesome. Glad you guys enjoyed it. Remember, you can always come on in here and try us out for 2 weeks for absolutely free. We do have a lot of people that are doing this multiple times. I get it. Not everyone has the financial ability to join, but you should be able to determine within 1-2 week trial if this is kind of for you. And again, I'm not selling strategies. I'm not selling indicators. I'm selling a one-to-many mentorship. And I'm telling you, the only way you're ever going to progress with this is to practice. And there are various forms of practice. If you come and fiddle around on your guitar without proper instruction, you're never going to get any better. If you practice based on a YouTube video that you watched, you're not going to get any better. Ultimately, you're not going to become a premier good guitar player or advance in anything you want to do, sports or anything else. So I think I could be that guy for a lot of people. Make the investment when the time is right. But you have to come in and practice watching somebody that knows what they're doing. Knows what they're doing for the exact process that you're trying to get through. Which is that most of you, here, put it another way, this is a good fit for you if you believe that these prop programs are useful, good investment of money and a good way to trade, and a way in which for a very low dollar amount, but a high investment amount of your time, which is worth a lot of money,
Order filled.
you can come in and cash flow these eventually in a low stress way.
Order filled.
Where you really turn them into ATMs. So that's what we're all about here. And the legend's in there now. Let me put it up. So I'll put it in the room so that people on YouTube can see it. There you go. So we want to keep our pain threshold very, very low. And we want to be in this zone right here and as often as possible up here. But this zone is fine here too. Again, I was saying earlier, if you didn't hear me, that if you establish a daily risk budget and then put a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio on any trade and then go long or short at random, you can literally flip a coin. You can flip a coin, go long or short, one micro contract with a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio and a daily risk budget of $150. Are you ready for me to tell you something? You will never blow up that account. Just on slippage and commission, it would take you years to lose $1,500. Does what I'm saying make sense? Like literally years to make $1,500, to lose $1,500. Years. And that's randomness, completely random. So what could you do if you applied the same very stringent risk requirements and actually gave yourself a little bit more edge in terms of your entry criteria? I know you all know this. There is no excuse for participating in these programs and being stressed out, resetting accounts, gambling them up. If you're doing that right now, just stop. Please stop. And think of it in the TDG way. All right, that'll be it. We're straight up 8:30. Clearly, not a whole lot of YOLOing today. But as of the time I'm finishing the recording, we're in some positions. We're up about $30. I'm up $612 in real money, which is good. That's important. And then also over here,
Order filled.
I think I did 1 or 2 trades.
Order
Up a
filled.
whopping $16 here and $20 across all those accounts there. So stuff works. All right, that'll be it. Have a great weekend. Again, using this password that you used today, it's going to change for trial members starting on Monday. So if you want to come back, make sure you sign up for the actual trial so you get the email for the new password. But this password will work, and you can hang out in here and go watch the recordings if you want. Go to Archives Recordings. Did I miss any other questions? Don't think I did. No. All right, gang. Stay green, trade like you mean it. We'll see you later. Be good. Bye-bye.
Order filled. 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 filled. Order 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 filled.
Filling out my cup, coffee talk on the screen porch. So in love, now you're the one I'm losing sleep for. And I hope the wrong one slip right through your magic fingers. And I hope we find some way to fall in love like we were. Yeah, you're the only reason I was California dreaming in the first place. Seeing you in sundress seasons got me all up in my feelings for the old days, old days. I've got the summertime blues, thinking about you and me, in the way that it used to be. I've got the summertime blues, hoping that you might be still holding on to me. I still do think about you in the morning when I'm waking up. Laying in this bed without you's got me lonely and missing your touch. Yeah, you're the only reason I was California dreaming in the first place. Seeing you in sundress season got me all up in my feelings for the all day, all day. I've got the summertime blues, thinking about you and me, and the way that it used to be. Hey, I've got the summertime blues, hoping that you might be still holding on to me. I still do think about you late at night when the sun's going down. Laying in this bed without you feels so different when you're not around. Yeah, you're the only reason I was California dreaming in the first place. And now sundress seasons got me all up in my feelings about the old days. I've got the summertime blues, thinking of you
filled.
Oh, girl, it must be you again.
Order filled.
You have gone straight to my head. Take the pills and go to bed, but I'm still hooked on it. Well, you are sacred in a way. I don't know God, but still have faith that He will manifest some way when I am next to you. I asked your father for your hand, but it didn't matter what he said. The thought of you in a white dress, I don't think I can shake it. We'll get a little place upstate, stay till the kids all graduate, and talk of moving every day. But who are we kidding? We made all our memories here, felt our joys and shed our tears. And when the Holy Ghost appears, hope He sends me back a few more years. I'll be buried next to you. The world will keep on turning to, but if
Order filled.
I'm next to you, I do not care. I do not care.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Entri nella stanza e sono tutti stesi, i loro cuori ti hanno visto e si sono arresi. Mi guardo nello specchio e penso, ma come fai? La mente torna indietro al nostro primo incontro, storia, letto fine come in un racconto. Ti dico che sei bella e tu scherzi, ma quando mai? Dove siamo adesso? Nuoto nei tuoi occhi, la parte migliore di me. In volo sul mondo, amanti nello spazio, baci in slow motion sul set. La notte con te si scalda e mi passi ma non ti raggiungo. Rallento anche se vorrei volare. Sei calda come un tramonto a luglio. Sei il primo bacio che non puoi scordare. E quando tra di noi la tensione sale, mi basta un tuo sorriso per dimenticare. Non servono parole quando siamo io e te. E dove siamo adesso? Nuoto nei tuoi occhi, la parte migliore di me. E un volo sul mondo, amanti nello spazio, baci in slow motion sul set. E la notte con te si scalda in cielo. E la tua voce è febbrile in movimento. E non è mai troppo, non è mai abbastanza. Non è mai troppo, non è mai abbastanza. La notte con te si scalda il cielo. La tua voce è febbrile in movimento.
Stop filled. Order filled. Stop filled. Order filled.
righty, looks like we got filled on our first 4 contract trade. I heard that chime. Let's just make sure here. So there we go. Nice. Okay, so we got filled at 30 on these. So this was a $200 win. So let me open up the old Excel sheet at 4 contracts. Today's 126.24. This was 200. And the risk on this one, 1680. 1680 was the risk. Today, we were in this for, 2 hours and 5 minutes about. So that's, what is that? 125 minutes? Wait a second. 60, 120. Yeah, 125 minutes. I guess. Okay, so there we go. So I need to recalculate these numbers, I think. My OCD is telling me I need to. So let's do it. Okay, so this is our profit column. So we've made total of $26.90. We've lost a total of $7.75. So combined together, that is $19.15. So let's see, where do we go to 5 contracts at? 420 times 5. So 2,100. So it looks like with one more, if we have one more winner here, if the next trade's a winner, we can go to, maybe not, we'll be a little shy. I don't know. We'll be close to getting, going up to 5 contracts. All right, so that's it for this one. Let's see if, it's 9:30, so I'm not sure if we'll get another, hold on, dang.
Order filled.
Got this other trade going on up here. The Vince trade. If you'd like to get involved with the Vince trade, it's a day trading strategy. We have a daily room. Let me know. It's doing really well. We're doing it with these prop firms.
Order filled.
And we're doing some seriously cool stuff with it. So anyways, let's wrap this out. So if you'd like to follow along with me on this trade or any of our trades, just make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel below. Hit that subscribe button and also join me on my website. I'll leave a link to my website in the description below. Just head on over there, sign up for my free email newsletter. After you sign up for my newsletter, you'll get a welcome email from me. Just reply back to that welcome email and I'll hook you up and we'll go from there. All right, that's it for this one. See you next time.